Hey guys, in this video, going to be going over a strong moveset build that you can teach your Machamp in the second generation Pokemon games, as well as some additional offensive moves that you can slot in, and how you can access these moves. Now, Machamp is a pretty decent option to have in your competitive team, given the fact that in the Gen 2 competitive landscape, there's a lot of really strong Pokemon that are weak against fighting types. So Machamp's fighting typing is going to leave it resisting Bug, Dark, and Rock, and then it's going to be weak to Flying and Psychic. And taking a look at Machamp's stats, its attack is very high up there at 130, and then respectable defensive numbers across the board with HP at 90, special defense at 85, and then defense at 80, rounding things out, special attack at 65, and then speed at just 55. So I'm going to run through the Curse Sweeper build and how you can access these moves, and then I also have a couple of other offensive moves that you could potentially slot in, but starting off with the most important move in this build, arguably, and that would be Cross Chop, which is a fighting type move giving that same type attack bonus, 100 power, 80% accurate, and it has a high critical hit ratio. And Machamp is going to learn Cross Chop through leveling up, grabbing that one at level 43. Move number 2, a very common move to see in the Gen 2 meta, and that is Curse, which is going to boost up your attack as well as your defense while sacrificing your speed. And this one is going to be learned through TM03. And TM03 Curse is found over at the Celadon Mansion. And that TM for Curse in the Celadon Mansion is going to be on the roof from the man inside after listening to his story at night, and that's where you can grab that one in the Gen 2 games. So moves number 3 and 4, we're basically just trying to diversify our attacking options and giving ourselves more coverage against the opponents that we might be facing. So we have Rock Slide in here, which is a rock type move, 75 power, 90% accurate, and a 30% chance to make the target flinch. And other than Rock Slide, I'm also going to go over a couple of other physical moves that you could slot in, which are Earthquake and Body Slam, which aren't listed in this area, but I still think they're worth at least considering. Now, both Rock Slide and Body Slam would be a little bit difficult to get, given the fact that you'd have to trade your Machamp over to the Gen 1 games, and then you have to teach it through TM, so we can see Rock Slide right here, as well as Body Slam up here, by transferring from another generation. And if we go back to the Gen 1 TM list, we have Body Slam, which is TM08, found over on the SSN. Whereas Rock Slide is TM48, and that's found on the Celadon department store roof. And then a third physical move, and this one can be obtained in the second gen games, could be something like an Earthquake TM26, which is a ground type move, 100 power, 100 accuracy. And in the Gen 2 games, the TM for Earthquake is found over on the second floor of Victory Road in the Northwestern Plateau area. That's where you can pick up that TM26 for Earthquake. And those are 3 moves that I wanted to touch on before getting into move number 4, which also has a few more offensive options. But if you didn't want, you could also slot in potentially those other moves that I touched on into move number 4, just depending on what you want to go with. Move number 4, we have some different options here to give you some additional coverage with Hidden Power Ghost, Hidden Power Bug, and Fire Blast. Calculating the right typing to get on your hidden power can be quite difficult. I'll post this article down in the video description that walks you through the process on how this is calculated. And if you wanted to go the hidden power route, this is going to be TM10, and you can pick that one up over at the Celadon department store on the 3rd floor for 3,000. And finishing things off here with Fire Blast, a 10% chance to burn the target, 120 power, 85 accurate. Fire Blast is TM38, found over at the Goldenrod Game Corner for 5,500 coin. So just to recap, the 2 most important moves are going to be Cross Chop and Curse, and then moves number 3 and 4, you have a lot of different options. Listed on this build are Rock Slide, Hidden Power Bug, Hidden Power Ghost, and Fire Blast, but also Earthquake and Body Slam. You can make arguments for those, and slotting any of those moves into those move 3 and 4 slots are going to give you some diversified options of attack moves that you can have on your Machamp. The item here is Leftovers at the end of every turn. The holder is going to restore 1/16 of its max HP. And Leftovers can be picked up from a Wild Snorlax, from a trash bin at the Celadon City restaurant, and from trading Wild Clefable or Wild Snorlax from the first gen Pokemon games over to the Gen 2 games. And that wraps this one up, so I appreciate you guys stopping by for today's video. Consider subscribing to the YouTube channel, and I'll catch you back here next time.